Hi, good day, traders. This is Sitle from QuickTrade. Hello, Magda. Please indicate if you can see if you can see what I'm demonstrating on my chart here, or you can hear me. Please let me know. You can just do that by typing me a message. Magda, Landman, could you please indicate if you can hear me or not? Okay, let's check. Hi, ma'am. Can you hear me? Could you please type a message and indicate if you can hear me or not? Magda? No, but I'm going to do this. Oh, okay. Magda is now back online. Okay. Hello, Magda. Okay. Could you please tell me how much you know about technical analysis and if you've done any training before? If you've done any training before, so maybe I can start from the beginning if you haven't done any. Hello, Buani. How's it, big guy? I'm good, thanks, Buani. Well, I mean, we have, well, I mean, a new client joining us on the webinar today. Her name is Magda. So please bear with us, Buani. If you have some questions, you're welcome to send me those questions. Okay, I see a couple of guys joining us also. You're welcome to forward your questions. But I mean, I was just focusing on Magda for now because I mean, I'm seeing her for the first time in the webinar. I just need to understand how well she understands maybe her technical analysis or something like that. Okay. Hi, Patricia. No, not a problem. It's fine. It's fine. As long as you have some stuff for me to work on, it's okay. Sorry, Magda, did you get my question? Magda Landman? Okay, guys. Yesterday yesterday a couple of people asked me about uh, the the trade set up on Woolies. We spoke about it. We mentioned a couple of levels that people had to be on a watch out for. It looks like it's the price is being contained just above 60. The low today is 60, 67 so far. So I think it's looking very good. That support that we have there is holding very nicely. And another trade that we have the Euro GBP that we sent out this morning. Another trade that we looked at. Okay. It's not really a trade. It was the index. The US 500 or the S&P 500. I was looking at it yesterday, saying to the guys in the webinar, I do not think it makes a lot of sense to go in and buy in these market conditions, because I mean the market wasn't really looking like solid. It looked like it had some cracks. It was gonna break down any moment. And late last night, some drama happened in the US. Well, I mean some trade wars that are happening between the US and China. So you saw the S&P dropping over 3% overnight. So today we are looking at it. We think that there could be a follow through on the sell off that we saw last night. Hi, Kirsty. Hi. So we think that there could be a bit of a follow through in that sell off that happened. So we're just gonna keep an eye out for another breakdown if we do see one, because I mean the market this morning tried to move higher, but that move was met with a lot of selling pressure around 2642 on the S&P, and the price started coming down again. So the chart that I have right now on the screen is that of the S&P, but I mean it's an hourly chart. That dotted line that you see across there, well, I mean here around 642 is the resistance that we marked there. We were expecting the prices to turn when they got there. Okay, guys, before I carry on, I just want us to have a look at the stocks that we looked at yesterday and check how they are doing today. I don't know if you guys still remember, Kirsty was there. She suggested maybe a couple of stocks for me to look at. Maybe she can help me here to go back and have a look at those shares and see if they are holding nicely or if they are coming off. I don't even remember what I said, Kirsty. You will remind me, please. Kirsty saying DSY, it came out as a trade idea. Okay. Okay. Could you please remind me what you said about it? Because I remember someone asked me about it, asking if it was a good setup or not. I cannot remember exactly the name of the person that asked, but I know someone mentioned DSY, and I don't remember exactly what you said. But I mean, we can go and have a look at it and see if it made sense for us not to go in, because I mean the trade that I know, the trade idea that was sent out is Woolies, and we said that Woolies was not really looking like a strong buy. I think we said it's better for everyone maybe to sit on their hands and do nothing and just wait for it maybe to come down to 61, 60 levels. And right now it's the last trade price is 61.01, which I think is very good. Oh, okay, it came out as a trade idea day. Okay, no, that's fine. Oh, until it reaches 175. Okay, it's fine. Let's have a look at let's have a look at DSY then. DSY. Okay, thank you, Kirsty, for reminding me there. Thank you so much. Okay, what's our low on this one today? The low is 175. Whew, okay. Okay, Kathy. Thank you. Well, I'm happy if you are doing well there. Did you go in maybe at 175? What happened? Please let me know. Okay. Okay, I get what you're saying, Kirsty, but I mean, there's something that you need to be on a lookout for here. The fact that I don't know if you can see my chart very clearly. If you have a look at my chart and the strategy that we use here, we always say that if something is trading below its moving average, you must be very careful. If you decide to go into that particular trade idea, you must be very cautious in doing so by making sure that you're buying at good support and resistance levels where you can make maybe good money almost immediately. And here, what's happening is that this share has been trading below its moving average since the 12th of March. Every time it tries to go beyond the moving average, sellers come in and push the price lower. So our support level that we have on it currently is around 175. The problem with the current market conditions is that we don't know whether the market is going to pick up and start moving higher going forward, or is going to be depressed for an extended period of time. The period, the top 40 today is down over 1%, and if you look at the S&P 500, well, I mean, currently it's looking up like 7 basis points, or just well, I mean, 7 basis points, 2 points up. But I mean, if you look at the whole structure, that structure to me doesn't look like it's going to be picking up anytime soon. I think that we may come down to I don't know what was the level there. Let me try and go and get the level on the S&P there. A very good point, Buani, but that could be a little bit too much for our guys that are starting out, because I mean they cannot really tell the difference between uh, maybe the market that's looking great and the market that's looking bad. I know that maybe when yields start being higher, it means that maybe uh, I mean, people are now starting to go into the money market or the bond market and dumping stocks. But I mean, yeah, it's a good point. Okay, on the S&P, this is the S&P 500. Guys, please concentrate on this part, the highlighted part where I have Marquesa on the 19th. The 19th of March, the price closed below the moving average there, and the price moved sideways for 2 days. And yesterday we saw the prices declining, coming off, and currently it seems like we have some minor resistance that we spoke about earlier, just when we started the session. We're talking about 2,643. There is a bit of a resistance there, and according to my technical analysis that I did a few days ago, I see the S&P coming down just a little bit below 2,600. If everything goes according to the picture that I'm getting out of these markets, it means that the market's gonna have a little bit of a dip, come down and test. Well, I mean, there is a 200-day moving average that I added there. That's because a colleague of mine came in asking me where I think support is on the S&P. He was showing me his support levels that he was looking at, and I said my support levels are here, where my horizontal line is around 2,594, and it really that really does coincide with my 200-day moving average. Around there, I expect buyers to come in and start uh, accumulating there and start buying some cash equities. So at the moment, I think it's better to remain on the sidelines and not pick up anything in these markets. Let's just watch. When the price gets there to the levels that I've just mentioned, we just need to see what the price action gives us. If it gives us a good reversal signal, we may go in and start buying there. At the moment, it doesn't look good. So for that reason, I think, Kirsty, with your DSY that you hold right now, you must be very careful, because if this sell-off, if it worsens, there is a good chance that we could come down to 168 levels. I'm not saying that we're coming down 168 levels, but we may come down to 168 levels. And this is the level we marked yesterday. We marked this level. This level we said around 160. 178, 179. We said there is a little bit of resistance, so we're waiting for this bar here. You see this bar here on the 22nd. We said if we get a close below 177, no. We said if we get a close below 178.86, 179, we could see the market having a further sell off, and that is happening like right now. DSY is down 1.59%, in line with the global markets. Of course, it's not just DSY. So today, the level that we are looking at 175. If we get any close below 175 on DSY, that could open up some door for sellers to come in and put more pressure on why, sending the price down to 160, 168, 167.50, and possibly to 164. Those are the levels I'm looking at. I'm looking at 168, 164, 168 range. Around that range, I think there's a lot of value on DSY. I don't know where your stop loss is on Discovery there, Kirsty. I don't know where it is, but around 164, 168, I think there's a lot of value on Discovery, depending on what the market does in the States this afternoon. When they open, maybe with a gap down, we could see our markets coming off maybe a little bit aggressive. But if that doesn't happen, we could see our markets seesawing there with those minor losses maybe for the rest of the trading session. But it's very important to keep an eye out for 175 close on the on Discovery. If we close below that, we could come down to first target 168, second target 164. Around 164, I think there's a lot of value you can buy there. I think it's a buy zone. Even if it does come down after that, it won't go down that much. It's very close to our support, because all the other time frames are looking good. They're saying that we're supposed to be buyers of Discovery. But this is another issue. Today is Friday. Is the end of the week. If you look at okay, let me try and make it bigger. Why is it not big on your screen? Okay, this is the weekly chart. Beginning of the week, we opened. We opened at 183.99 or 184, and the price right now is down 4.2%, sitting at 176.25, and we are a little bit below our weekly moving average. So if we do close below our weekly moving average today, there is a good chance that we could see this market coming off to levels that I've just mentioned here. Because you do not need to go against your weekly moving average if you want to do well in the market. Make sure that you keep an eye on that one also. Compare the weekly close against its average after 5, maybe at 5:30 or at 6 tonight, just to see whether we get to close above this weekly moving average or below. The monthly chart is still looking good. It's still on a buy signal that we got early in 2017 is still looking good. So this pullback that we are currently experiencing in this market is just a healthy pullback. People should just watch where they enter the market. They must be very careful when it comes to timing the entries, because these markets are very volatile. They are down this week. It's possible that maybe by next week Friday we're going to be up maybe 5-6% in this market. So that's the story on Discovery, Kirsty. I don't know if you're happy with that. If there's anything that you'd like to add or ask with regards to your DSY. Patricia, do you have anything? Okay, Kirsty, we'll have a look at it. Okay. Okay, okay, we can, okay, let's have a look at this one. One is saying that he sees closing prices are on lower parts of, which one are you referring to here? Which stock are you referring to, Buani? Are you referring to GFI or DSY? On what time frame, Buani? I can quickly go back there. Oh, weekly and daily. Okay. Before maybe we we switch to that time frame, the daily, or okay, to those time frames, daily or the weekly. The important level to be on a lookout for at the end of March. End of March is next week Friday, I think, or is it Thursday? I think it's next week Thursday. Next week Thursday. You must be on a lookout for 168. Let's look at this. You see this horizontal line that I've just drawn here. This was in December last year, Jan, Feb, and currently we are on March. So March has to close above 168, even if the market does come down to maybe 167, 165, or 167, 168, 164 levels that we mentioned earlier. The price still has to close above 168 for the month for this move to carry on. If it closes below 168 at the end of the month, that could mean that the price maybe is starting to play a trick on us. So we must be on a lookout for that. Let me quickly go check what Buwan is talking about. Okay. Yes, Buwani, I don't understand exactly what you are trying to say there, but like I said earlier, I'm looking at this. I'm looking for the close below the moving average today. If we close below, it means that the price is likely to move lower down to the levels that I mentioned, 164, 168. But if we get a close above the moving average at the end of the trading session today, there is a good chance that this market could seesaw a bit around those levels and perhaps move a little bit higher. But it doesn't really look promising to me at the moment. I'm not saying that Discovery is a sell, but I'm just saying right now it's in a correction of sorts. So it doesn't really look like it's picking up like right now. The volume change. Okay. Let me see. The closes, are they accompanied by a significant volume uptrend? No, well, this thing has been trading sideways, my boot. It's been trading sideways for quite some time. It's not going up. It's just moving sideways. So I do not really see anything. In this thing right now. That is why I'm saying that maybe it's very important to look out for that close below the moving average there. I think that can actually help a lot of people out there. The volume and everything else, we can have a look at it once we have the reversal. There is no reversal yet. There is no reversal, none whatsoever. I cannot see any. So I can only look at the volume once I've seen the reversal. If you see the bars, the volume bars increasing, they could be increasing on a selling market or on a market that is dipping. Because I mean, if pressure, if selling pressure grows, you would see those growing as well, even if the market is going down. So you must be careful on those. You must check whether, okay, this is what you must do. Maybe put your cursor on the bar, check whether the bar was up or down, and check whether the volume is growing or not. If the price was down, or the close, or the market was negative for the day and the volume was growing, it means that exactly. So if the prices are down and the volume is growing, it means that there is more selling pressure. That's what that means. I don't know if it makes sense to you, Bwani. Yeah, so yeah, that's what we must actually be on a lookout for there. Okay, thanks, Bwani. Let's quickly have a look at GFI. I don't know if you had an opportunity to have a look at GFI yourself, Bwani. Let's quickly check it out and see if we can get anything out of it. Okay, no, that's perfect. We'll definitely have a look at TBS immediately after GFI. Okay, this is the monthly time frame. We are definitely trading below the moving average, like Patricia said earlier in her message that she sent in. End of January, we closed below the moving average, and in Feb, we're down a whopping 10%. And currently, year to date, sorry, month to date, we are up 2.67%. So I don't know what's going to happen next here. Are we going to move sideways a bit before going lower? Because I mean, what I can see is that this market is just declining. That's what I see here. I see a declining market. I see a declining market that's just pulling back up a bit. I think this bounce needs to be sold. I think we need to sell this bounce. Let's check. I'm not saying that we should sell like right now. No, that's not what I'm saying. But I'm saying that this doesn't look like a healthy bounce. Okay, please check. Look at this line here. This is a settings. You see this line that we have here. The price has been bouncing off this line the whole time, and finally it went below. So we are still below this area here. Another thing that we can do here, we can draw a falling trend line here, connecting these points. What am I doing here? Okay, let's do this. Okay, let me make sure that my line is not really that perfect, but it's fine. We'll just do it like this. It's not perfect. Let me try and see if I can. Okay. Okay, let me change this. Let me make this one a dotted line. Okay, the dotted line on this chart. The dotted line on this chart. Let me make it a little bit bigger. You see that thick dotted line? That is our resistance. Sorry, our falling trend line that we have, which has been capping gains on GFI, and it did that today. Although GFI is still up just above 7%. Earlier in the trading session, it went as high as 49. 49 is around our 10 simple moving average on the daily time frame, and we have that falling trend line there, a declining trend line, and the price hit that area, and there were selling orders waiting there, and they pushed and the price a little bit lower. It's still looking positive, but I mean we haven't seen any. Well, I mean I'm looking. This is the weekly chart. Sorry, this is on the weekly chart. I haven't checked the daily. On the monthly, it's negative. Weekly chart, it's also negative because I mean we're still trading below our moving average here, and we hit this resistance line. We started coming down. If we do go move higher, there's a good chance that maybe we could get to 49.50 before coming off. So I'm not really happy about this one. I'm not happy because I mean the main trend is still down. Let me change the same one to the daily. I just want to see if I can pick up anything important on this one. No. No, we're up 7% for the week. For the day, we are down now 46. Well, I mean just over 60 basis points. We are down over 60 basis points. We are above our moving average on the daily, but on the weekly on the when you check your okay, let me check this. You see, we have resistance around 48 and another resistance around 49. The high for the day is 49.19, and when the price got there, that is not too far from our trend lines that we drew there. I know that when you're using the line chart, they don't look very nice, but I mean, if you are on candles, it looks like we're on point there. But I mean, this area here is a problem for me. Before the market takes out 50 or 49.50, I wouldn't want to get involved get involved in GFI. I wouldn't want to trade GFI, guys. I wouldn't touch it. Well, I mean, if you had gotten maybe a trade signal to buy it, maybe I don't know, on the 20th, I could have gone in maybe just for a quick gain up to 49 bucks. But I mean, like right now, it's not looking good. Patricia, well done, well spotted. You did a great job there in picking that one up. Okay. Buani, you're saying that there is a gapping up on GFR. Would you say that is common for no, 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 no. The gap up, Buani, has to coincide with other factors also. Like this is what I always say. I say that if you see a good trade set up, you need to make sure and try and check if you can find any confluence, having maybe a couple of factors all pointing to the same direction. Like if you have one, two, or three, all saying that maybe you should all saying that maybe you should buy the stock because I mean it's trading at support or it's just broken maybe the falling trend line. Let's say maybe if you had that gap up, this is the gap you're talking about here. You're talking about this gap here. If this gap happened, okay, let's delete this one so that you don't get confused. If this gap happened just above this area here, I would have said yes, definitely it is a breakout. But I mean, the gap is happening within a falling, a falling market or a falling trend line. So this declining trend line is still keeping the price. I do not expect the prices to go beyond that falling trend line with ease. I expect to see a tussle around this area here. I expect to see some sellers coming back in, pushing the price lower, and buyers trying to go beyond this point here. So if we see a gap up beyond, let's say maybe 49.50, $50 around here, then yeah, there is a breakout. But I mean, within the falling trend line, no, it's not. It's just a dead cat bounce, and the volume is not picking up. And I haven't gone as far as the volume on this one. I was just looking at the technical picture, because I mean, this is what I said to you. If we are at support or resistance, I look at volume just to confirm what I'm seeing. Right now, there is no good price action signal that I'm getting on this one. There is nothing. The price has just crossed above the daily moving average. But when you look at all the larger time frames, look at your weekly, look at your monthly, you cannot pick up anything that says the stock is starting to break out or it's breaking out already. It's still under a lot of pressure on the weekly, under a lot of pressure on the monthly. So you need those to agree with your daily setup for you to go in and take a long and be comfortable and not have sleepless nights about your trade. So this this one for me is out. I don't like it. Buani, this is a I don't know. I'm not a gap trader, first of all, and the second thing is that this gap could be anything. To be quite honest, it could be something to do with the software that the guys are using at ProTrader. It could be because I mean I would have to confirm maybe this with other platforms. Let's say maybe with Bloomberg, with Reuters, to see if I can see that same gap. Even if I do see that same gap, it is not a proper breakout for me. Like I said, the main trend line is from the top here. You see this part here from 58 down to 49, 48.50. That is where your main trend line is. Anything within that it doesn't really count to me. Maybe if you are looking at this small falling trend within the main trend, maybe you can say that, but we can say that it's a breakout. But I mean, this is a false breakout if you want to if you want me to put it like that, or I don't know, there is nothing like a false gap up. But I mean, if we can try maybe and coin some word like that, we can say that maybe this is a I mean, a false gap up here. This is meaningless to me. It's useless. It doesn't mean anything. I understand what you're saying, Buani. I think I mean, maybe you should do some research on these things, gap ups, because personally, I don't use, gaps. And the main thing that I'm looking at the trend, I'm looking at support, I'm looking at my moving averages. Those should give me the whole story. Gaps and all of those funny things, no, I'm sorry, I don't look at. True, true. That's true. Okay, now let's quickly move on to your TBS. What is it that we're looking at here, Buwani? What's your thinking on on TBS? Did it come out as a trade idea? What's your view on it? Have you done any technical analysis on it, or not? You just want us maybe to have a look at it. You want to see how I can analyze this one. Okay, let's look at this first. I'll just start with the weekly time frame. This is our support that we have here at the bottom. We're going to use these turning points here. This one, that one, just these three here. And here you see it's been supported the whole time. It hadn't actually finished. Oh, okay, no, that's fine. In class where? In Woodmid? Oh, okay, so it wasn't you, Buani. Let me check who asked for this. Oh, was it Kirsty? Oh, sorry. I thought it was you, Buani. Okay, it was Kirsty. Okay, sorry about that. Okay, okay, let's start with the monthly first. I'll go back to that weekly that I have there. Come on. Yeah, I'll just stop here. Oh, okay, no, that's fine. That's fine, Kirsty. Let's have a look at it. Okay, it looks like there's a lot of support around 345, 345, 343 levels on TBS. It looks like it's well supported. If you check this line here that we have here, around 367, since when? Since July 2016 or since 2016 July, it hasn't. I mean, TBS hasn't closed a month below 367. So that's an important level to look out for. At the end of the month, you must make sure that you keep an eye out for 367 or 370 on TBS. If we close the month below 370, there's going to be there's a possibility that we could have a bit more selling happening on TBS that could push the price down to 340, maybe 345, 350 levels. I don't know what will happen when we get there. And the other thing, if you look at your simple moving average on the on this stock, it's sitting at 406, and currently the price is at 366. You must understand the month is not over yet, so this bar hasn't finished forming. It's still forming. On the last day of the month, which is I think the 29th of March, that's when we're going to end all the trading for the month of March. If by that time we are below the moving average and we are below maybe 370, we could see maybe this stock dipping a little bit more, but I cannot really see it dipping that much currently. I cannot really see it dipping that much at the moment. Let me see if I cannot get a rising trend line here. You see, there is a rising trend line there's a rising trend line on TBS that is supporting the price. It's been there since 2011. Every time the price comes down to this trend line, you see it did it in 2014, 2015 it did it, 2016 it came down to test it, and now it's 2018. The price tried to come down to test it here. Maybe we may have another attempt. at this rising trend line, maybe later in the month or early in April. We may have maybe the price coming down to test it around maybe 345, 340 levels before maybe buyers come in and push the price higher. To me, it looks like it's a good business because I mean those factories aren't going to be closed permanently. They're going to be reopened. They just need to make sure that they comply with maybe some procedures when it comes to health in processing their foods. And immediately after that, maybe they are going to go back into the game, which could give a huge benefit to maybe consumers going forward. Because I mean, for them to gain their market share once more, they may have to lower their prices to try and attract their market back. That's going to hurt them in their profits maybe when it comes to the reporting season. But I think maybe that's one of the strategies that they're going to try and use to try and regain their market share. But I mean, we're not talking about that. We're just talking about technical analysis here. Let us now move to the weekly chart. We have that on the weekly chart. Our support looks like it's around 350, 351, and our current resistance is around 370, 368. That's where our current resistance is, according to this chart that we have here. And we hit this area and we went up. We are positive 3% for the week. We are positive 3% for the week. Let's check what happens if we close the week up beyond 370. We may see maybe the price moving higher a bit over the next couple of days, but I do not see the stock closing above its moving average on the monthly time frame. I think that there's still going to be a little bit more selling taking place here, pushing the price lower down to 340, 345 levels. Beyond that, I don't know. I think 340, 345 levels are good entry levels, more especially for those that want to go in and hold the stock for a couple of years. I think around those levels, there is a lot of value. They can go in there and buy the stock to keep. So that's what I see here on this stock here. Okay, let's do this now. Well, on the daily also, we've just gone up. We've just crossed above the moving average. We are above there. Let's wait and see what happens. Remember what we said about the 368, 370 level, which is acting as resistance currently. Let's wait and see what happens there. But I mean, I wouldn't jump in right away and buy TBS. I would wait maybe for the prices to circle maybe a bit before I do anything. Currently, I cannot touch it. Okay, okay, Kirsty, thank you so much. Okay, let's have a look at what Bwani had to say there. Sihle, how reliable is that trend line you drew there? Okay, which one are you referring to? The one on the monthly time frame, Bwani? You mean this one, the thick blue one? Okay, Bwani, let me do this. This is a monthly time frame. It's a big time frame, Everything that you see on the monthly, you must know that is very important to the life or to the technical life of a stock. It's very important because I mean the smart guys, the big fund managers, when they're doing their technical analysis, well, I mean, there are guys at the back that do technical analysis. They look at all these things. They look at longer time frames to check the strength. If there is a good fundamental story supporting maybe the stock or supporting the technical view, that sort of like strengthens the bias that they have on the stock. So this moving average, oh, sorry, this trend line, in my view, I think it's a very solid, it's very strong. Anytime when we get to 340, I'm not saying that the price may not go beyond 340, go lower below 340, it may, but we need to check where the price closes at the end of the month. If at the end of the month we close above 340, I'm happy. It means that that area is holding, is containing the price well. I am not really throwing it on the tips, Buani. If you if you may pay attention now, look from the bottom here. This is the body of the candle. It's actually the body of the bottom of the candle here. Here is the bottom of the candle here. It's not the tips. And here, these are the bodies I'm touching here. The tips are just below here. And right now here, this one hasn't finished forming. So I don't know what you're referring to when you're talking about the tips. I cannot see any tips here. The tips are below my trend line. Uh, okay, Buani, you're welcome. Okay, let me see what else. Okay, guys, is there anyone else that would like to ask something? Cedric, Dion, Kirsty, Magda, Patricia. Oh, Magda, you're just listening. You haven't started trading yet. Okay, no, that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. Okay, let's check out CFR. Oh, okay. Okay, guys. First thing, I think we looked at this a couple of days ago. Don't know if it was yesterday or the day before. You see, we are below the moving average. This is not a good buy. This is not a good buy. If you want to be an aggressive trader, you can go in and buy that. But I mean, it's not a good buy. Oh, okay, okay. Sorry, Buani. Sorry. Thank you very much for pointing that out. Okay. What I'm saying is that on a monthly time frame, when you look at CFR is trading below its monthly moving average, which means that it should not be bought at these levels. People should be on a lookout for the bounces. If they see those bounces, they must take advantage of them by selling those. Maybe that's one of those. We're supposed to wait for that bounce and then sell it. Okay, let me look at the monthly, the weekly. Let me remove this one, the 200. Okay, guys, I just want to point this out to you. We did this a couple of days ago. Let me check. Yeah, it's this one. I want you to check this every time you get this on a stock that is trading below its moving average. You always get this. You'll always get this. Okay, the price moves up. It moves up. It crosses below the moving average and starts selling off. Like here, well, it moves sideways, turning up a bit. It went below the moving average, started moving lower. Here, I think we are going to have the same story again. The price moved up, up, and today it looks like we're going to close below the moving average. If at 5 we close below the moving average here on CFR, I think we're going to move lower. I think the CFR is going to sell off. I don't know what's the next level that we should mark here. Let me check quickly. No. 104, 103. Let me do a bigger time frame. You see, on the weekly, I'm looking at sure. If we break below 103, I think we may have this price coming down to 99 100. We may have this price coming down to 190. Sorry, 99 100. And there is no guarantee that 100 is going to contain the price. We may see this price going much lower. I don't know whether we did not touch on that a couple of days ago. We may see this price coming a bit lower down, maybe going back to. Okay, this is the minor trend line that I have here. The minor trend line that I have here on this one. Well, 99, from 99, we may have this thing coming down even to 90 bucks or 85 rands before we see the price picking up again. That's what I see here on on CFR. I don't like CFR at all at the moment. I mean, I mentioned this a couple of sessions ago. I mentioned the fact that we're trading against A lot of factors here on CFR. We are trading against the rand. The rand is strengthening, and CFR doesn't like a stronger rand. And technically, the picture is not looking that rosy. So let's look at what happens when the price gets to 199 bucks. If this rising trend line that started back in 2011 and down contain the price here around these levels, around 99 100, we could see maybe CFR picking up. Let's just be on a lookout for that and see what happens. But I think CFR is still going to come down to 99 100 the way it looks right now. Okay. Buani, you were saying, okay, it was a buy idea. It never, one should go out of the trade. Yeah, maybe it's not a bad idea to get out of that trade, Patricia. I think maybe it's not a bad idea because I mean, look at this. This is the weekly time frame. This is the trend line that we have here, and it's around your simple moving average, the 10-week simple moving average on a weekly chart here, and the price went up there to I think 109. I think it was 109, the high, and started coming off. I think the next level of support that we're going to is 103, 104. So I think it makes sense for you to exit the trade. Okay. Okay. Buani. Okay. The lowest point was indicate opening prices. Okay. Lowest portions of bodies indicate opening prices. Okay, Buani, before we end the session, let us have a look at your question here. So what are you referring to? Are you talking about the same stock, CFR? Are you talking about the same stock, CFR? You're welcome, Patricia. Buani, are you still there? Guys, it seems like Buani is not there. Does anyone have a question about any particular stock that they are looking at? Is there any other question that you guys? Okay. Yes, Buani, what's the question, my brother? Please shoot. Sure, to gain more insight into the subject, Buani. Okay. Um, please hold. Let me check if I cannot. Well, I mean, we have a couple of guys. You can try maybe trading in the zone. You can try. Uh, I'm just checking here quickly the books that maybe you can perhaps look at. Let me move this up here. Oh, I don't know. Are you referring to trading in the zone, Wani? Okay. I think maybe. Okay, 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 okay. Where do I start? Well, I mean, there's a few. You can look at Nicholas Davos, how I made 2 million in stock market, trading systems and methods by Perry Kaufman. It's Kaufman. I don't know if I'm pronouncing that one right. And Trader Vic, methods of Wall Street Master. Trading in the zone, I've mentioned that one. The complete trading for a living by Dr. Alexander Elder. He focuses more on psychology. He is actually very good. I like the way that he looks at the market. Secrets for profiting in bull and bear markets by Stan Weinstein or Weinstein. It's Weinstein. And Trend Following by Michael Covel, Covel. And Trade Your Way to Financial Freedom by Van Sub or Sop. I don't know how to pronounce some of these surnames, guys. It's Vantharp. Market Wizards by Jack. This is another one. Jack Schwager, and Reminiscences of a Stock Operator by Livermore by Edwin Lefray, something like that, guys. So those are the books that I have that maybe you can have a look at. That can actually give you a bit more insight into trading. Because I mean, they don't need to be technical analysis only. You need to understand the psychological part of trading as well. Because I mean, that's where most guys are losing it. Technically, they are good, but when it comes to psychology, yeah, they are not so switched on. Please post them on Stock Market College. Okay, you know what I will do? Why don't I do this? Let me see. Uh, uh, this is the first one. Second one. Third. Fourth. Fifth. This is the sixth one. Those are the books that you can look at if you're looking for more insight into trading, guys. Go browse them. You can find them on Amazon. But I mean, the problem is that getting them here is a problem because you don't want to end up paying like 100 US dollars for shipping for just buying one book. Thank you very much for the compliment there, Buani. I'm glad you enjoyed it, my brother. Guys, thank you very much. Have a great weekend. I think we're going to end it here. That's it for the day. I think we are done for the day. If you guys have any questions, you all have my email address. You can just shoot me an email and ask me if there are any challenges that you are facing in your trading, and we'll have a look at them and see how we can solve them. Thank you very much, guys. Have a great weekend. Oh, okay. Before I go, tomorrow we have another session again at 10. If any of you are going to have a chance to tune in or log in, please do. I think there's going to be a lot more guys joining us. They'll be coming up with their own questions. Some of them are going to be complete newbies who've never traded before, and I think some guys may benefit from that session because I mean they're coming with their unique questions. Like today, we had Buani. He's been trading for quite some time. He has his own questions, and he has a way of he has his own way of looking at the market. So every now and then he'll be putting forth some questions on how he looks at the market, or just asking me how I view those things. So that's actually a great thing. You're welcome, guys. Thank you so much. Have a great weekend once more. Bye bye.